High atop the towering peaks of the Himalayas, where white clouds swirl around jagged cliffs and the wind whispers like voices from another world, there are monasteries whose existence remains unknown to most. No one knows when they first appeared, and finding the path to them is no simple task. Hidden deep within desolate mountain crevices, these ancient monasteries seem to have withdrawn from the flow of time, existing more as legends than history. No one knows who built them, nor how materials were ever brought to such perilous heights. Some believe these are places where the boundary between the earthly and the spiritual blurs, where the soul finds peace, or where secrets have slumbered for centuries. But if you feel yourself being drawn here, perhaps that hidden door is opening, and it's meant for you alone. Dunka Monastery is situated on a cliff overlooking a vast valley, creating a majestic and serene natural landscape. The monastery has a history of more than 900 years, built in the 12th century by monks of the Drukpa Kagyu lineage. The monastery has been not only a place for spiritual practice, but also a fortress, protecting the area from attacks. The Thangka paintings and Buddha statues here reflect exquisite Buddhist art, embodying deep spiritual values. A legend says that a sacred treasure is buried beneath the monastery, not gold or silver, but precious books that help those who find them achieve enlightenment. Despite facing preservation challenges, the monastery continues to be maintained and protected thanks to the efforts of the monks and the local community. Phuktal Monastery is built on a cliff more than 12,000 feet above sea level, creating a majestic and serene natural setting. The monastery's history spans over 800 years, starting in the 12th century, when it was founded by Lama Phugpa, who made significant contributions to the development of Buddhism in the region. For over 1,000 years, the monastery has not only been a place for religious practice, but also a center for Buddhist education and research. The architectural style of the monastery is unique, primarily built from stone and wood, blending seamlessly with the surrounding natural landscape. One mysterious story that locals often tell is about the mysterious light coming from the caves in the monastery believed to be a sign of the sacred presence of Lama Phugpa. Tiger's Nest Monastery sits on a steep cliff about 3,000 feet high, creating one of the most dramatic landscapes in the world. The monastery was built by hand in the 17th century without machines, and it has remained strong for hundreds of years. People must hike around 3 miles through forest and rugged terrain to reach this place, adding mystery to its sacred atmosphere. Even with its dangerous location, the monastery welcomes thousands of pilgrims every year, no matter the season. Tashil Hunpo Monastery is one of the oldest and most important Buddhist sites in Tibet, with majestic architecture and a strong, sacred presence. The golden roofs shine under the highland sunlight, making the whole monastery look like a glowing holy city among the mountain rocks. From afar, the monastery looks like a multi-level complex, clinging to the mountainside, standing out boldly in the dry and barren landscape. Stakna Monastery is situated on a hill overlooking a vast valley, surrounded by majestic mountain ranges, creating a stunning natural landscape. The monastery was built in the 16th century by Lama Chögye, serving as a place for monks to practice and a significant Buddhist center of the Drukpa Kagyu lineage. For over 400 years, the monastery has become a spiritual symbol, attracting Buddhist devotees to pilgrimage and seek enlightenment. The Thangka paintings and Buddha statues here are intricately crafted, reflecting the traditional Buddhist art. A famous legend tells that Stakna Monastery is like a dragon guarding the area, bringing luck and peace to the pilgrims. Although the monastery currently faces preservation challenges, thanks to the efforts of the local community and monks, it continues to preserve its invaluable spiritual and cultural heritage. Baden Monastery stands at about 11,000 feet high, built on a steep rocky ledge with a wide view of the valley and surrounding majestic mountains. Its architecture uses the natural slope with layered buildings, thick stone walls, and flat wooden roofs to withstand harsh weather. Inside, The monastery holds many old scriptures written by hand on rice paper and multi-layered Thangkar paintings made with mineral colors that shift with light. A small room near the main hall is believed to hold the bone remains of a lama who passed away in deep meditation, kept as a sacred object. Legends say that on moonless nights, if you stay completely silent in the main hall, you might hear a bell ringing even when no one is there. Its isolation, ancient design, and strange spiritual events make Badan a place of deep beauty beyond ordinary understanding. Gumbu Gompa was built on a rocky ridge where magnetic fields behave strangely, often disrupting electronic devices and compasses without reason. A wall in the monastery is called the breathing wall because its moisture shifts unnaturally as if it reacts to the surrounding air. An ancient statue in the main hall is believed to move slightly when someone enters with a restless or negative mind. Many monks believe Gumbu Gompa is not just a place of practice, but a spiritual anchor, preserving the original stillness of the universe. Legends say the monastery guards an ancient layer of awareness, a form of knowledge not meant for this era. It is believed that if this seal is ever broken, reality could be pulled into a state beyond human understanding or return. Low Monastery was built in an area called reverse wind, where wind direction changes constantly even though the terrain and weather stay the same. A statue in the main hall has eyes that glow softly when no one is present, as if guarding an ancient spiritual space. A faint golden beam once appeared from the top of the monastery on the summer solstice, but could not be captured on any device. A legend says there is a sealed underground chamber holding a map to humanity's first memory, never opened since the monastery's construction. Some monks believe that if the chamber is opened at the wrong time, it could disrupt the nature of reality as we know it. Because this place may be guarding not just a map, but a missing piece of awareness far beyond the limits of our era. Namgyal Monastery in Bhutan is built high in the snowy mountains, where clouds almost touch its golden roof. During sunrise, sunlight passing through thin mist makes the entire monastery glow, as if it has an inner light. There is a meditation room designed with sound resonance, so one chant can echo for several minutes without stopping. In one event, a lama meditated for 12 days without eating, and when he stood up, his skin looked as if glowing from inside. The monastery holds ancient handwritten texts that recorded dreams which later matched real historic events. Locals believe the monastery is only the visible part of a secret complex hidden deep within the mountain, guarding wisdom beyond human understanding. Gangti Monastery sits in an open valley with no barriers, and on foggy days, the whole monastery appears to float in mid-air. During early morning meditation, some have heard chanting inside the main hall, even though the room was completely empty. The ceiling holds a special mandala that seems to pull your vision inward if you stare at it too long. Many senior monks said they experienced out-of-body moments watching themselves from above during deep meditation. Once, all the bronze bells in the monastery rang softly at midnight without wind, raising mysterious questions among the monks. Symbols carved into the architecture are said to be a map leading to another dimension only pure-hearted seekers can feel. Ganden Monastery stands over 13,000 feet high on a wide mountainside, offering a sacred and majestic view over the deep valley below. Some monks have meditated at the central point and said they heard echoes that felt like they came from beyond time itself. Ancient carvings shaped like spirals match human brainwave diagrams when redrawn digitally using computer modeling software. Many visitors say they saw a thin line of light flow from the rooftop down to the ground exactly at sunset. Kopan Monastery is famous not just for its Tibetan design, but also for strange spiritual events that many visitors have personally experienced. The monastery is built over 4,000 feet high, with pure air and quiet views that feel completely separated from the rest of the world. Some people who meditated here said they felt their mind leaving their body for a moment, as if floating beyond physical form. Visitors have reported hearing loud inner sounds even while sitting inside soundproof rooms with no noise or movement from the outside. People who never met each other have shared dreams of the same ancient stone hallway and identical mysterious messages appearing during sleep. Chimilakang stands alone on a small hill, and visitors must walk across fields and dirt paths for nearly 1 mile to reach it. temple has a simple design using wood, stone, and red copper roof tiles, blending perfectly with the quiet surrounding landscape. The journey to Chimi Lakang is a deep spiritual experience, where the calm air clears the mind and brings peace to those who arrive. Tawang Monastery is located over 1,000 feet high in rugged mountains, often covered by fog, cold winds, and snow during the winter season. The monastery has a fortress-like design with outer walls about 920 feet long, wooden roofs, and dragon cloud patterns from Tibetan Buddhist tradition. Locals speak of mysterious chanting sounds at night, strange lights in the snowy mist, and vivid dreams after visiting the main prayer hall. Rumtek Monastery is the largest Karma Kagyu monastery outside Tibet, located over 5,000 feet high among misty forests and cold mountain winds. The monastery was rebuilt in the 20th century as a replica of the original center, keeping its traditional architecture and sacred rituals. Its roof is made of gold-plated copper, shining brightly above the pine forest and blue skies like a mythical palace. Rumtek has a modern library preserving thousands of ancient texts, stored carefully in the naturally dry and cold mountain air. The area around the monastery is filled with white clouds, mountain breezes, and chanting sounds, making it a perfect place for deep meditation. Although recently built, the entire structure follows traditional standards and is carefully guarded by senior monks. Key Monastery is the oldest and largest Tibetan Buddhist monastery in the Indian highlands, located over 13,000 feet above sea level among dry mountain cliffs. The monastery was built over 1,000 years ago with honeycomb-style architecture using uneven stacked blocks that match the steep mountain slope. The surroundings have no trees, only rocks, snow, and clouds, creating a completely isolated feeling in the wild, high-altitude nature. Each winter, snow can reach several feet thick, turning the entire monastery into a white fortress under the deep blue sky. Some ancient texts written with gold ink and crushed gemstones are still kept in solid wood boxes, preserved through centuries. Thixi Monastery stands over 1,100 feet high, built in layered architecture along a rocky slope, rising above the dry and desert-like surroundings. The monastery is famous for its seated Maitreya Buddha statue, about 49 feet tall, fully hand-carved over many years. The landscape is filled with rocks, strong sunlight, and a clear blue sky, making visitors feel like stepping onto another planet. The structure follows the mountain slope, looking like an ancient fortress rising from the wild and rugged terrain. In the early morning, chanting and long horn sounds echo across the valley, creating a sacred energy in the open space. The isolation and silence make this place a perfect destination for those seeking peace of mind and deep inner focus. Buddhist Monastery is the largest and wealthiest Tibetan Buddhist monastery in India, located over 12,000 feet high among wild, rocky mountains and cold winds. The monastery was built in the 17th century and became a major spiritual center, holding many bronze statues, ancient scriptures, and rare sacred objects. The bronze statue of Padmasambhava stands about 39 feet tall in the main hall and is the most sacred symbol inside the monastery. The space around the monastery has no trees, only stone, sand, and wind, creating a silent and surreal world in the heart of the Himalayas. Kasha Monastery is the largest Tibetan Buddhist monastery in northern India, built over 1,000 years ago on a mountainside more than 12,000 feet high. The monastery's structure looks like a beehive, with white buildings stacked tightly against a steep cliff, creating a dramatic and unusual view. From afar, the monastery looks like it's hanging in mid-air, reflecting the white light of snowy peaks like a sacred place in the sky. Diskit Monastery stands on a cliff about 300 feet high, surrounded by wild landscapes, snowy mountains, and deep blue skies of the Himalayas. Built in the 14th century, it is the oldest and largest monastery in the region, holding many ancient Buddha statues and rare scriptures. The spiritual life here is rich with daily chanting, meditation, mandala painting, and the Dos Moche festival featuring unique masked dances. Legend says the monastery's area once had an evil demon that monks trapped beneath the main shrine using powerful mantras. Some locals claim they've heard mysterious bells ringing quietly at night, even though no one was ringing them. Today, the monastery is strictly preserved through regular restoration projects and training young monks to continue its spiritual traditions. Lawudo Gompa is a Buddhist monastery perched on a high cliff, offering breathtaking views of the natural landscapes of Nepal. The monastery is located in an incredibly inaccessible spot where visitors must navigate steep and rugged paths through forests and limestone mountains. The monastery's architecture is simple yet sturdy, with thick stone walls and wooden roofs, creating a serene atmosphere. Inside, the murals and Buddha statues are intricately crafted, depicting stories from Buddha's life. However, the place holds mystical secrets, with stories of past masters whose spirits still linger, protecting pilgrims. Some legends say the monastery houses ancient books containing profound spiritual knowledge, accessible only to those truly seeking enlightenment. Mugompa is a Buddhist monastery located on a high hill, offering breathtaking views of Nepal's majestic natural landscapes. The monastery is situated in an incredibly inaccessible location, with steep and rugged paths, accessible only by walking through challenging terrain. This difficulty in access makes Mugompa a mystical and peaceful place, ideal for reflection and seeking inner tranquility. The monastery's architecture is simple yet sturdy, with thick stone walls and characteristic arched roofs, blending perfectly with the surrounding nature. Inside, visitors can admire ancient Buddhist artworks, including intricate murals and Buddha statues. However, Mugompa also holds many mystical secrets, with stories of special rituals and ancient books containing profound spiritual knowledge. Rizong Monastery is located amidst towering mountains, surrounded by vast valleys and winding rivers. The monastery stands out with its pristine natural scenery, cool climate, and tranquil space, ideal for contemplation. Established in the 19th century, Rizong Monastery has become an important Buddhist center, preserving Tibetan Buddhist cultural artifacts, such as murals depicting the life of the Buddha. The history of the monastery is closely tied to Lama Tsultim Nima, who founded it and built it into a grand temple. Alchi Monastery is located by the Indus River amidst towering mountains and vast valleys. The natural landscape here is pristine, with fresh air and a cool climate. The monastery was built in the 11th century under the patronage of King Choje, blending Indian and Tibetan architectural styles, creating a unique fusion in the details of murals and Buddha statues. Alchi has become an important religious and scholarly center, attracting Buddhist scholars from various places. One legend tells that the monastery is protected by the spirit of a great monk who sacrificed himself to protect the precious religious secrets inside the monastery. Tabo Monastery is one of the oldest monasteries in India, built in 996. Known for its ancient murals, this monastery is called Ajanta of the Himalayas because of its unique artistic value. The murals here are not only historically significant, but also contain messages of enlightenment, helping viewers experience tranquility and peace. Tabo Monastery is located in a remote area, surrounded by high mountains and barren valleys, creating a very sacred and peaceful atmosphere. Despite being in such a secluded region, this monastery still attracts many visitors and Buddhist followers due to its special rituals and serene atmosphere. Kurje Lakang is located on a plateau surrounded by the majestic mountains of Bhutan, creating a beautiful and peaceful natural landscape. The monastery was built in the 8th century and has become an important religious center. The murals and Buddha statues at Kurje Lakang reflect the Tibetan Buddhist culture and spirituality, attracting thousands of devotees to participate in worship rituals. One of the famous stories associated with the monastery is the legend of Guru Padmasambhava. According to the legend, he used his supernatural powers to defeat evil spirits and protect the place. Lamayuru Monastery sits over 11,000 feet high, surrounded by strange, jagged mountains that many people call the Moonland because of its alien landscape. Legend says the monastery was built on an ancient lake bed, which dried up after a powerful saint used spiritual energy to make the water disappear. Some walls here have lasted more than 900 years without modern preservation, even through harsh weather and natural damage over time. In winter, snow blocks the mountain road completely, turning the monastery into a place that's nearly impossible to reach for many months. Visitors have reported hearing chanting at night, even though the main temple was completely empty when the sounds happened. Masked dances are performed to chase away evil spirits and tell ancient Buddhist stories through sacred and mysterious movements. Laika Monastery stands over 11,000 feet high in dry mountains, known for its outdoor Maitreya Buddha statue that rises about 75 feet tall. The monastery has over 1,000 years of history and still serves as a respected center for Buddhist learning and spiritual retreat. A large mandala painting was made entirely by hand using natural pigments, showing the monks' patience and deep dedication to sacred art. Some sacred areas in the monastery are kept secret and only used for rituals that forbid any kind of filming or photography. Without national electricity, the monastery runs on solar power, showing how well it adapts to the tough natural environment. Local people believe the monastery brings spiritual energy that protects the community and helps clear away bad luck from their lives. Phiang Monastery was built more than 450 years ago, showing the ancient style of the Drikung Kagyu tradition in Tibetan Buddhism. The monastery holds many hand-painted Thangka scrolls made with natural minerals, some of which are over 400 years old. Some Buddha statues here are believed to come from ancient Tibet and were brought in through sacred religious ceremonies. Monks live without any modern technology, spending most of their time meditating, chanting, and keeping ancient rituals alive. The monastery uses an old snow-melt water system that works without electricity or pumps, still giving enough water for daily needs. At night, some people say they hear chanting coming from the rocky hills, even when the monastery is completely closed. Basco Monastery was built in the 16th century on a high sandstone rock, without concrete, but still stands strong after hundreds of tough years. Inside the monastery are 3 giant clay Buddha statues, each about 45 feet tall, giving a sense of calm and sacred power. The walls and paintings were made with natural minerals and have kept their color for centuries without fading. Many believe the monastery hides secret teachings or sacred objects that are never meant to be revealed to the outside world. Matho Monastery is the only Buddhist monastery in the region that follows the Sakya order and is known for spirit possession rituals and eerie mountain scenery. Each year, 2 selected monks meditate in darkness for 3 months and later make predictions while believed to be possessed by divine beings. These prophecies often match real events in surprising ways, leading many to believe the monastery connects to a spiritual realm. Records describe strange lights appearing on the main hall roof at night, even though no power or artificial light exists nearby. Some believe the monastery was built on a spiritual energy point where the line between the human world and the unseen is blurred. Taktok Monastery is the only one in the region built around a natural cave, creating a sacred and mysterious feeling inside. Inside the cave are black marks from butter lamps that monks believe have burned for generations without ever going out. A Buddha figure carved into the cave wall is believed to have appeared on its own, not made by human hands. Ancient legends say this place guards a secret gate that may open the path to ultimate knowledge. Monastery features a golden bronze statue of Buddha, about 39 feet tall, cast in one piece and not removable from the main temple. Legend says the statue was built over an ancient well where underground water flows, but the sound is heard without any visible stream. Many monks believe the statue stands on a breathing point of the earth, where energy rises from the mountain and links the sky with people. Even when the monastery was abandoned, the statue remained strangely polished, making some believe an unseen power is silently protecting this place. Some back walls behind the statue are built unevenly, but from a certain angle, they form a hidden lotus flower shape. Under the monastery's floor lies a sealed chamber from the 17th century, believed to hold sacred objects never opened in history. Spituk Monastery stands on a high rocky hill, surrounded by wilderness and wrapped in spiritual legends that remain unexplained. The statue of Mahakala is always covered and only revealed on one specific day during a secret ritual each year. The monastery survived a violent snowstorm, untouched while surrounding buildings were heavily damaged. Legends say a forbidden zone lies beneath the monastery's floor, storing ancient objects that must never be brought into the light. People believe Spituk is not only a monastery, but also the final guard post, protecting a secret that must never be revealed to the world. Shashur Gompa sits at about 13,000 feet high, surrounded by steep mountains, offering a silent and majestic view found in very few places. The monastery is made of mountain stone and local pine wood, with detailed carvings of dragons and lotuses on its roofs and wooden pillars. Its wooden ceiling is painted with mineral colors that reflect morning light, creating a mystical effect that feels magical each sunrise. Many believe that during full moon nights, a bell rings by itself in the main hall as a sign from a lama whose spirit still remains. Its isolation from the modern world and the deep mysteries surrounding it make this monastery a spiritual icon for those seeking peace and the unknown. Rangdam Monastery is made of stone and packed mud, with thick walls, red tile roofs, and small, dark wooden windows, showing a simple but strong design. Inside, there are many clay statues and wall paintings made with natural minerals that have been carefully preserved for centuries. One special room, opened only during major rituals, holds an ancient ivory statue believed to reflect the true heart of whoever stands before it. Legends say that on full moon nights, the statue of Buddha in the main hall glows softly, even without any light source. Some visitors claim to hear whispering voices from the stone walls, as if old teachings are still hidden in the building itself. With no electricity, no phone signal, and no mass tourism, Rangdam Monastery keeps its pure meditative space and mysteries beyond normal life. Korzok Monastery is located about 15,000 feet high, surrounded by a blue lake and endless dry rocky mountains, creating a surreal and silent landscape. The monastery was built over 300 years ago by monks from the Drukpa Kagyu tradition, using simple but strong architecture with thick stone walls, wooden roofs, and handmade clay Buddha statues. It is not only a place for learning, but also a gathering spot for pilgrim groups from the mountains. A legend says that during a full moon night, a lama saw a giant white snake crawl from the lake and disappear into the stone wall behind the main hall. Since then, that area has been seen as a hidden gate to another spiritual world. Some monks who meditated there say they heard whispering sounds that did not belong to the human world. Sani Monastery is located at about 12,000 feet high in a valley surrounded by rocky mountains and snow, creating a majestic and quiet landscape. Its architecture blends ancient Tibetan and Hindu styles, with thick stone walls, flat wooden roofs, and an old stone tower said to be thousands of years old. Inside, the monastery holds sacred hand-painted murals, scriptures written on ancient leaves, and ceremonial masks with deep spiritual meaning. A black stone statue in a special room, opened only during festivals, is believed to be unmovable by any physical force. Legends say a great master once meditated here until his body disappeared into light, and some nights the trees in the monastery yard softly glow without reason. With no electricity and no commercialization, the monastery keeps its quiet and sacred life just as it did centuries ago. Namgyal Semo Monastery is located about 12,000 feet high on a dry mountain peak, with views over the valley and endless mountain ranges where sunrise and sunset blend in total silence. The monastery was built in the 15th century by a devoted king as a symbol of wisdom and the link between worldly power and spirituality. Inside are large Buddha statues made of bronze and gold, including one over 10 feet tall placed in the main hall, along with ancient scriptures and colorful hand-painted murals. A legend says that on the first full moon night after the monastery was finished, a golden light shone from the main statue and reached up into the sky. Many pilgrims say that when meditating there during full moon nights, they feel like time has stopped. Lakshung Monastery stands among rugged high mountains, known for its ancient design and mysterious legends passed down through generations. An old scripture says, "The monastery connects with invisible guardians, where human spirits can reach into another world." During certain sacred days, locals hear music coming from the rocky hills, even though no instruments are being played. A statue in the main hall is believed to change facial expressions with the weather, and its eyes slightly follow the observer. Legends tell of a hidden tunnel under the stone floor that leads to a sealed vault of ancient knowledge never revealed to mankind. Some monks believe the monastery is not just a holy place, but the last guard of a gateway of wisdom beyond time. Ensa Monastery stands on a large, isolated rock believed to be an ancient energy point, once chosen by spiritual masters for sacred rituals. Inside the monastery is a stone wall carved with strange symbols that don't match any known style of traditional artwork. During full moon nights, monks have seen a third shadow appear in the room, even though only 2 people were there. Some pilgrims near the main hall report losing their sense of time, as if everything around them has suddenly stopped. Some scholars believe beneath the stone floor lies an undiscovered structure, possibly an ancient gateway linked to sealed knowledge. Local legends say the monastery is not just a holy place, but a final guard post keeping something ancient from returning. Bomdila Monastery is believed to sit on a point where 3 invisible energy lines meet, making the area feel strangely different. Inside the monastery is a Buddha statue that always appears blurry or shadowed in photos, believed to hold a supernatural force. Legends say a scripture lost for over a century is still heard being chanted each night inside the main prayer hall. A sealed ancient stone door in the monastery has been locked for hundreds of years, and no record explains what lies behind it. Some monks believe the door is not just an entrance, but a spatial gateway preserving knowledge the world has long forgotten. They say that when humanity is ready, the door will open by itself and reveal the final secret of absolute wisdom. Perched Monastery was built in ancient tradition, with meditation rooms aligned to the sun and natural magnetic fields for spiritual energy. A special hallway inside is called the Absolute Silence Path, where all sounds disappear, even footsteps. The main Buddha statue once gave off a faint warmth at night during deep winter, even though temperatures outside were fully frozen. Some pilgrims said they had prophetic dreams after leaving the monastery, describing real events that happened later. Senior monks believe the monastery is not just a place of worship, but a meeting point between three layers of reality that no one fully understands. A legend says the monastery guards a sealed threshold that holds the primal memory of humanity. Sarangompa is located in a zone called fractured energy, where unstable vibrations make people feel like time moves unevenly. A large stone near the monastery stays warm, even when outside temperatures fall below 0 degrees Fahrenheit for many days. Some monks in deep meditation say they clearly see images in their mind that do not belong to the present time. It is believed the monastery is guarding a moment not yet happened, a destined event that exists but may only unfold at the right time. Some scholars believe Sarang Gompa holds not just memory, but a sealed form of knowledge that could shift the axis of reality. If that boundary is opened the wrong way, it could pull humans out of time and into a level of existence with no way back. Jambail Hakang is one of the oldest monasteries in Bhutan, known for its mysterious rituals linked to ancient Himalayan beliefs. The monastery is believed to sit on a sacred energy spot where underground forces help monks reach deep meditation states faster. A small Buddha statue floats near the ceiling in the main hall without any visible support, and monks call it the weightless statue. The outer walls have strange carvings shaped like star maps, leading some to think the site has otherworldly origins. Tengboche Monastery, surrounded by snowy mountains and floating clouds that pass directly in front of the monastery view. The main Buddha statue once survived a great fire unharmed, while everything around it was destroyed by intense flames in a completely unexplained way. Some murals on the walls reveal hidden spiritual patterns only when sunlight hits from a perfect angle, as if designed to conceal deeper meanings. Meditators here have described a strange feeling of separating from their body and seeing themselves sitting silently from above. An old spiral-shaped wood carving is kept inside the monastery, believed to be a spiritual map to the final stage of inner awakening. Gyanjin Gompa sits more than 12,400 feet high in snowy mountains, where sunlight makes the entire landscape look like it's glowing with life. Each morning, golden sunlight reflects off the monastery roof and snowy peaks, creating a majestic and surreal view that feels almost unreal. Someone once meditated here and described time stretching unnaturally, saying 1 hour felt as long as an entire day passing slowly. There are carved symbols on nearby rocks that still cannot be decoded and match no known human language ever recorded in history. Some monks believe the monastery was built on an ancient energy point where spiritual dimensions intersect and influence this physical world. It's possible the entire structure we see is only the surface, hiding deeper knowledge far beyond ordinary human perception. Samye Monastery is the first Buddhist monastery in Tibet, known for its three-dimensional mandala architecture that represents the structure of the universe. During the spring equinox, standing in the center room makes some people feel a reverse energy flow gently move through their body. Some wooden pillars are carved with unknown symbols that do not match any human language known today anywhere in the world. Some monks say, during deep meditation, a floating map of the universe appears clearly in their minds, matching the design of the monastery. Drepung Monastery is one of Tibet's largest monasteries, known for its sacred space and mysterious spiritual events that go beyond normal explanation. The monastery was built at about 11,000 feet high, on a wide white mountain slope where sunlight reflects and makes the stone walls appear to glow. Many who meditate here say that after just a few hours of silence, time seems to stop and their mind feels completely refreshed. There is a hallway leading deep inside where natural light cannot reach, yet a soft glow seems to come from the stone walls themselves. Sera Monastery has a strange hallway where footsteps make no sound, as if the stone floor absorbs all existing vibrations. Some statues are believed to slightly change their expressions at fixed times without any human interaction. There is a sealed archive that has been off-limits for centuries, believed to contain a scripture that could disrupt perception if read at the wrong time. Many scholars who stayed to study the monastery reported recurring dreams with content matching ancient texts. Some monks believe the monastery is not just for learning, but a pivot of knowledge existing outside the linear flow of time. They say, if that ancient door of knowledge is opened at the wrong moment, it may shift human perception into an irreversible direction. Serfu Monastery sits at over 14,700 feet, located where physical and ancient spiritual energy layers are believed to intersect. The atmosphere inside the monastery remains mysteriously stable despite extreme weather conditions outside. The central courtyard is linked to ancient meditative practices said to involve suspension beyond gravity. Some corridors shift in layout with each visit, making people feel disoriented, as if floating through moving space. Senior monks believe the entire monastery was designed to surround the gravity point of reality, an unseen core that guides knowledge flow. It is said that if someone unknowingly disturbs this intersection, reality could be pushed into a state of consciousness humanity is not ready to face. Drygungtil Monastery sits at over 13,000 feet and is believed to rest on a liberation axis, guiding energy beyond the cycle of rebirth. Some areas around the monastery constantly release a faint fragrance with no physical source, thought to be ancient energy echoes. Many monks who meditated deeply here said they heard chants rising from the ground even when no one was chanting. Some long-term retreatants said they felt as if they had left time and existed outside the normal stream of reality. Legend says, beneath the main hall is a consciousness passage, connecting the soul to a realm between death and rebirth. Mind-Rolling Monastery is perfectly aligned with the sun's movement during spring and autumn equinoxes, acting like a living meditative calendar. Many monks in deep meditation report hearing their own thoughts echo back like actual voices in a heightened state of awareness. Some pilgrims say they suddenly recall distant memories right after entering the monastery, with no clear reason why. Legend says the entire monastery functions as a meditative field where energy and thought can briefly transform into images or sound. Some masters believe that meditating at the energy convergence point at the right time could allow one to cross the physical boundary while still alive. The monastery is not only a place of practice, but also a fragile gateway into a layer of consciousness never before reached by humans. Namdroling Monastery is where some monks in deep meditation say time feels stretched, as if they live outside the normal flow of reality. Magnetic field sensors near the main walls show unstable readings, as if the space carries energy not bound to physical laws. Certain areas make visitors feel that the line between dream and reality disappears and time loses its normal definition. Legend says the entire monastery was designed as a consciousness vortex, where deep thoughts can reshape the very structure of surrounding space. Tsuglakhang Monastery is one of the most influential Tibetan Buddhist monasteries in India, known for both spiritual and mysterious phenomena. The monastery is located high in the mountains, surrounded by forests and cliffs, with fresh air that feels otherworldly. In the past, a monk meditated here without moving for 17 years, and his body did not decay for many weeks after his death. Several worshippers said that inside the meditation area, time seemed to slow down, with minutes feeling like hours. A sacred ancient scripture is hidden inside the monastery and is opened only once every 10 years by a chosen monk. Namgyal Monastery is a sacred place where the Dalai Lama practices and a key center for meditation and rituals in modern Tibetan Buddhism. The monastery is located about 7,000 feet high, surrounded by mountains and blue skies that make it feel almost like another world. Many who meditated here said they could hear other people's thoughts, as if mental energy could travel directly through the air. There is a special meditation room opened only one day each year, believed to hold ancient energy from deep within the earth. Punakha Dzong is a historic monastery and fortress with spiritual and political value, known for its grand design and its unique natural surroundings. The building sits at about 3,900 feet high, located between two large rivers, creating balanced energy and peaceful, cool weather all year round. A legend says the founder was guided by a monk in a dream who showed him where to build in a misty white vision. Some monks claimed they heard chanting from the upper floors when no one was there, like voices coming from another dimension. It is said that beneath the dzong lies an ancient tunnel system that holds secret texts and holy relics from ancient times. One elder monk once said, "This is one of 7 remaining places that help maintain the balance of the universe." Kungri Monastery is located amidst towering mountains, creating a beautiful and peaceful natural landscape. The monastery was built in the 15th century, according to the Nyingma tradition of Tibetan Buddhism, becoming an important religious center. The monastery is currently being preserved and maintained with cultural heritage protection projects, helping to keep the art and religious values intact for future generations. Tayul Gompa sits at about 1,000 feet high, surrounded by snowy mountains and untouched forests, making it feel completely separated from the world. The monastery features Tibetan-style architecture, including a finely carved Padmasambhava statue around 12 feet tall and a massive prayer wheel believed to spin by itself. Ancient scriptures inside the monastery remain bright and intact, even after centuries, without using any modern preservation methods. Stakrimo Monastery stands at about 11,000 feet high on a windy mountainside, surrounded by grey rocks and near total silence. The monastery has simple architecture that blends into nature, with thick stone walls, low wooden roofs, and small windows to keep warmth in the cold climate. Inside are ancient Thangka paintings made with mineral colors from rare stones and sacred prayer beads used by generations of monks. A special stone statue in the main hall has a small crack on its forehead, and locals believe it drips water during times of great change. A legend tells of a sealed room said to hold the final meditation energy of a great master, and no one dares to open it. Sangam Monastery is an ancient Buddhist monastery with no clear record of when it was built, believed to exist before human memory began. A stone in the monastery courtyard casts a shadow that never shifts, believed to mark a crossing point of hidden energy lines. The faceless statue inside the main hall is said to reveal its true face only to those spiritually meant to see it at a destined moment. Some pilgrims feel weightless or pulled from reality, when touching the old stone walls inside the monastery. Legends say a monk's soul is sealed beneath the monastery floor, and opening it would bring irreversible consequences. Many monks believe the monastery is a spatial lock, keeping an ancient force from awakening, and only forgetting will keep its secret at peace.